you all the glory. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Words presentation of the proclamations. Janine Morrow, if you want to come forward.
Oh, I didn't think I was first up.
Yep,
Wow.
you're first.
Wow, okay. I don't have an award or a proclamation. I just want to state that. Well, it's sort of unofficial. The library is celebrating 75 years in this building. It's a big thing for us. That's a good number of years. Even though the library was initially established in 1940, we've been at this building since 1950. So, we just want to invite everybody to the library on November 13th from 6 to 8. We're going to have an open house. I think most of you should have received invitations. There'll be cake. And that includes everybody back here. Come to the library. We've got books and cupcakes on the 13th. Books every day. Cupcakes only on the 13th. And yeah, that's really all I want to say. I have some flyers. If anyone wants to post them around their buildings or whatever. But hope to see y'all.
All right, I need a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes dated October 15th, 2025.
So moved. Jackson? Yes.
Hold on a second. Moved by Marcy, I did not hear a second.
Second.
Kirchrett. So Marcy and Kirchrett. Call the vote, please. Oh,
Jackson?
you have a, hold on one second. Do you have a correction?
Yes, I do. The last item, 364, it says electronic transfers totaling $0. However, we did have this cover sheet in our packet that indicates electronic transfers of $342,793.20.
You said that was 342.
342, 793, 20. I don't know if you just didn't get this in his packet or not, but this was in mine.
Okay, do you amend your motion?
I amend my motion.
Do you amend your support?
I do.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, call the vote.
Jackson?
Yes.
Ed Willie? Filipowski? Abstain. Marcy?
Yes.
Frederick?
Yes.
Kirkbride?
Yes.
All right. At this time, I need a motion to close our meeting for a public hearing.
So moved. Support.
Moved by Marcy, supported by Jackson. Call the vote, please.
Jackson?
Yes.
Filipowski?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Frederick?
Yes.
Kirkbride?
Yes.
All right, I now need a motion to open the public hearing for 2025 police and fire assessment, special assessment.
So moved. Support.
Moved by Marcy, supported by Filipowski. Call the vote, please.
Jackson?
Yes.
Filipowski?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Frederick?
Yes.
Kirkbride?
Yes.
All right, floor is yours.
Okay, good evening. The police and fire special assessment has been going on in Melvindale at least 30 years for some time. And what it is 10 mills, and the way it works is it can only cover up to 50% of police and fire costs of operations. It excludes any legacy costs, excludes employee benefits, healthcare, or 401 contributions, so it's basically just the operations of fire, police, and mutual aid, which is also part of the emergency responder. The 2025 estimated costs are $5,111,295. That is an increase of $415,542 in 2024. The special assessment amount for the 10 mills would be $2,212,351, which is a $94,000 increase in the taxes collected from the assessment from the prior year. So, based on those two numbers I just gave you with the increases, the funding from the special assessment is actually decreasing to fund the operations. The funding percentage in the can't exceed 50%. The funding percentage from the special assessment for 2025 is approximately 43%. That same collection in the prior year, the funding percentage was approximately 45%. So the costs have gone up more than what the funding is. It's still limited to the 50%. But that is the special assessment that's gone on in the city for years, and it is only used for the police and fire. It comes into the general fund, but it's part, it offsets our costs.
Yep, before recognizing Stan Filipowski.
So this is an actual decrease in what we're needing?
It's a decrease in the funding, not, you can only fund up to 50% of these costs.
Okay.
The prior year, the collection was approximately 45% of your costs.
Okay.
This year, the collection is approximately 43% of your costs. That's because the gap is going up more, the costs are increasing more.
And so we're not increasing anything, you're just letting us know what the assessment is for.
Correct. And this assessment's been going on as 10 mills, I mean, I wanna say at least 30 years. I know it's been going on a long time, since I've been here, for sure.
Before recognizing Scott Frederick.
So the additional 2% will be covered by general fund then? The missing 2%.
Oh, yeah, this just assists the general fund. All this will be, the general fund has to cover everything.
Supplements.
Correct,
And, okay.
correct.
So why, I'm not understanding, why are we not doing, is the cost of operations, less than the 50% or?
No, the way it works, and this is, I believe, state law, you cannot just collect taxes in total to cover your police and fire, all of that. You need the 50%. Some communities like to come in and just have enough. So our approximate cost, we're around right now, is roughly $5.1 million for police and fire and mutual aid. The taxes you collect is roughly 2.2 million. And, I mean, that's really how this works. The rest is regular tax collections. But the costs are increasing at a faster rate than what the collection is.
Any other discussion?
Good, Chair.
Yeah, before recognizing Stan Filipowski.
Again, so there's nothing, we're not doing anything different, it's just, there is a difference, you're just letting us know that now what we're collecting is a little bit lower than what was before, so the city's actually picking up a little bit more.
Correct.
Okay.
This was just tried to give a detailed explanation, but this is nothing new to the city of Melvindale. This 10 million has been collected for years. It's approximately like this every year with the funding percentage. Costs, as we know, for everybody are going up. And in the first responders, police, fire, those costs are even higher than just obviously regular costs. But this is nothing new, I just gave some detail.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, I have to call 3 times. At this time, it's audience participation. If you come forward, you can only come forward and talk about the special assessment, nothing else. So this is the first call for audience participation.
I'd like to apologize, but if I'm not allowed to speak about a problem in the city, that's abusive, and I was verbally abused by a shop.
This is only for the
So
assessment.
you won't get to talk about tonight?
You will.
No,
but
you
not
can
now.
later on. Thank you, thank you.
This is only for the police and fire assessment. The second call. And the third and final call for public audience participation. Seeing none, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved. Support.
Moved by Marcy, supported by Filipowski. Call the vote.
Jackson,
Yes.
Filipowski. Yes. Marcy.
Yes.
Frederick,
Yes.
Kirkland.
Yes. I now need a motion to open a regular scheduled meeting at 7:41.
Support.
Moved by Marcy, supported by Filipowski. Call the vote, please.
Jackson,
Yes.
Filipowski.
Yes.
Marcy.
Yes.
Frederick,
Yes.
Kirkland.
Yes. adopt this?
Oh, you got it.
All right, this is a motion, for November 5th, 2025, dated proposed resolution, whereas the Common Council for the City of Melvindale is levying the special 2025 assessment to maintain the current level of police and fire protection for the protection and well-being of its citizens as permitted by MCLA 41.801 ET sequence, and whereas the city clerk published in a notice of public hearing regarding the estimate of expenses for police and fire protection, the amount of special assessment levied for such police and fire protection for the distribution of the special assessment levy in the News Herald newspaper, and whereas a public hearing was held on November 5th, 2025 at 7:30 p.m. before the Common Council for the City of Melvindale, where citizens were given the opportunity to state their comments and objections to the estimate and the expenses for the police and fire protection, the amount of the special assessment levied for such police and fire protection, and for the distribution of the special assessment levy, and now therefore be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Melvindale that it is estimated that the cost and expenses of police and fire protection exclusive of healthcare and pension is $5,111,295, and two, the amount of the special assessment shall be 10 mills, which is estimated to generate $2,212,350.57, and three, the city administrator and as a designee shall spread the assessment on the taxable value of all real property in the city of Melvindale, except lands exempt from collection of taxes under General Property Tax Act.
I'm looking for a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved. Support.
Moved by Marcy, supported by Filipowski. Any discussion? Seeing none, call the vote.
Jackson,
Yes.
Filipowski,
Yes.
Marcy, Frederick,
Yes.
Kirktrach,
Yes.
All right, moving on to communication to department heads. Public safety, police chief. Good evening.
Good evening, council. First of all, I want to say thank you again. I've had some conversations with some of you. I think we're moving in the right direction, seeing a lot of positive things, especially thank you for the help with Assistant Chief Daryl Campbell, DCDC, as we call him. I don't know how this police department was functioning without the help, so I appreciate you allowing us to do that for us. First thing I have on the agenda, standard practices, we have a chief leave or a property room manager leave who handles the evidence room. You're supposed to do an audit from the outside. This city has used the Rosso group before, for training. I use them next door in Allen Park, and I can tell you they're very professional. He was on the board for Michigan Chiefs of Police. He was also on the board for accreditation, and he gave me that starting point in Allen Park, where he found things that I didn't even know needed to be fixed. And by the time I left, every one of those was checked off. He wanted a whole lot more money. I talked him down to $6,000, and they're doing that. So I'm asking for a motion to hire the Rosso group to come do an audit, hopefully at the beginning of November. I can tell you, one of the biggest glaring things that we had is you have to have property room managers for the evidence room. We didn't. So we trained Lieutenant Rahman and Detective Heenan, the deputy chief, and I went to get updated on the laws and policies. And I can tell you, we didn't make it through the first half of the meeting with calls and dealing with stuff. So I did get a credit, so I'll be sending Detective Dominguez as soon as she's available to go to that class. We'll get it all on. You're only supposed to have two. I don't have access to the evidence room. I don't go in unless I'm with a property manager. I'm supposed to have a log and sign it. So I know there's things you're gonna find. There are a lot of things that need to be fixed there, but this is gonna give us a starting point.
Support.
Moved by Jackson, supported by Filipowski. Any discussion?
Should that motion reflect the amount?
Point of order.
Oh, through the chair.
There you go. Floor recognizes Wheeler Marcy.
Should that motion reflect the amount that we have to pay on?
He's willing to do it for $6,000, which is,
Yeah, that was stated.
$14,000 less than we normally do. So I appreciate him working with us on that.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, call the vote.
Jackson,
Yes.
Filipowski,
Yes.
Marcy,
Yes.
Frederick,
Yes.
next thing, I just wanted to update you on a couple things. One is, last meeting, this council, voted to take down the black tarps that we spent $5,000 on that was put up while I was gone. Those are down, and we can go forward on that on a different date. Also wanna let you know about the PCIG investigation. This body hired, Proctor Consulting Investigative Group, with working with the unions and MAP, and the attorneys. All of the officers have agreed to be interviewed, just so you know, it's gonna be off-site. They have their Garrity rights, they're not gonna be prosecuted for anything, they're not gonna face fiscal or anything. This is their opportunity to say what they think we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. I've requested, and PCIG's requested, that they don't even have union reps present. If they say I want a union rep, I'm never gonna deny them of that, but we're hoping officers can speak freely and help us move the department forward. And, so I sent that email out to them and the officers and department heads, or the union reps. I'm hoping they do that, so, just so you're aware, there's no names being attached. It'll be officer ABCD, interviewee AB, so the never's gonna say, Chris said this about somebody else. Their conclusion will be what it'll be, and it'll be, this investigation revealed this. It won't be turned over to a law enforcement agency, they won't be facing discipline, so that anonymity and their right to say, I absolutely hate this new interim chief, they can say whatever they want without any reprisals. Hopefully they don't say that, but it's okay if they do. Part of that investigation, and with things that have been on the news, and I can tell you things that I've already encountered, part of the investigation is PCIG came in here, myself and the assistant chief were in here, and they did a full bug sweep. On this side, offices, on the police side, and attorney's office, nothing was found. We'll do that again if we need to. The reason why anyone was giving a heads up is if somebody put something in an office, we need to find it, and if we would have found it, we may have started an investigation, put cameras up, and some people probably be facing pretty serious charges. So I'm glad to say nothing was found, so hopefully those days are behind us and we're moving forward. So there's that. The other thing is, we put a press release out. We had an arson at Happy/Savvy Sliders on October 3rd. Our detectives are working really hard. We asked for the public's help. So we put that out with 2, 4, and 7, and the news agency, other reports as well. That was gonna be on our Facebook page, and I'll just tell you, I don't know how or why or who, but someone took down our police Facebook page. One of our administrators, it's disappeared. Like everything, there's a problem, you turn it into an opportunity. So we'll be starting a new Facebook page that will be ran by us, with standards in place. I think there's professionalism that we need to have, where we're not bad mouthing council or mayor or attorneys or city. That should be used for informing our public and building trust. So that's what we're gonna do, with that. As far as the arson case or anything else. The other thing I wanted to say, I don't know why they were asked to leave, but I talked with, the Wayne County Sheriff and also the Wayne County Sheriff, Reserve Sheriff, Chief Stewart. And because of our manpower issues, they've agreed, and they're gonna do it in a week. I got them to come back in, I met with them, some of our sheriffs are working today, just so we have extra bodies. So when officers are going to a run by themselves, that should be a 2-person run. They're working, our officers are working. They arrested 5 drunk drivers this weekend, 5, okay? One of them on Friday, last Friday, was a .38 at noon, okay? That's, you go to the hospital. I don't wanna get into our manpower issues, but we weren't prepared to be able to handle that and not leave the city unguarded. So having them in here is a huge help, I appreciate that. ACDC and I are gonna get some people in here, and we're trying to recruit the best way we can. So I wanna thank you for that. And the last thing I'm gonna say, this body and public safety brought up a few times on the scooters issues. We've met with, the schools, they put out a video, we shot a video with myself, the principal Howard from the middle school, and Assistant Chief Campbell. And so I'm gonna have him, he's way more versed on this, coming from Wayne County Sheriff and dealt with this. I've been enjoying the sun, my pool for 11 months. So we're calling it Scooter Tutor with ACDC. I'm gonna call it Assistant Chief. I go over that. It will be up on our Facebook page as soon as we get one on next week. Chief?
Good afternoon or good evening. I'm Darrell Campbell, I'm the Assistant Chief of Police here at the Melvindale Police Department. Apparently I've acquired some nickname ACDC.
I grew up in the 80s, what do you want?
Yeah, there's some, I'm not sure, but, you know, hopefully I'm gonna represent them well. I'm accompanied tonight again by my beautiful wife. I'd like to thank her for making the trip here, just to spend some time with me, watch me present in front of you. She's watched me present hundreds of times, but I'm glad to have her here. At the last meeting, I heard some discussion on e-scooters and well, they kind of fall into the moped law. I didn't feel appropriate to speak on it then, but I talked to the chief and said, I want to make sure I talk on this at the next meeting. I'm well versed on this in my former role as traffic services supervisor in Washington County. We had this issue come up. We actually had a fatal crash involving one, so I had to get up to speed on it very, very quickly. So just for everyone's information, we'll go over some of the laws and how they apply, and some solutions that you guys could come up with really quick. And in future meetings, we'll talk about some possible creative solutions that we'll come up with involving community policing revolving around scooters. Who can ride a scooter? Anyone over the age of 12. And that's a big one. We're seeing now, we saw when we went to the school, the chief and I, and there are some people much under 12 years old riding scooters. But the law says you must be at least 12 years old to operate electric scooter in public places. Now, obviously, you can ride on private property. Children under 12 can't ride on any public road, sidewalk, or bike lane. Helmets are required for anyone under the age of 19. So you see kids riding, I don't think I've seen a helmet since I've been in Melvindale on anyone riding. But they are required for anyone under 19. Scooter has to be able to be maintained with a light in the front and a reflective light in the back. And it can only go 25 miles an hour or less. That's English. Where can you ride? You can ride on private property, obviously. You can ride on sidewalks. That's gonna be something that's gonna, people are gonna get used to. Because we've seen some of those scooters and they go much faster than 25 miles an hour. And that can be dangerous on the sidewalk with someone that's walking. They have the headphones on, or ear pods, or every column, and they're not listening, and they don't hear the person coming from behind them. So that can be dangerous. But on sidewalks, the person on the scooter has to yield to the person walking on the sidewalk. They can ride on bike lanes. They can ride in the roadway, just like a moped. But they need to be on the right side of the road. They can only have one rider on that scooter. That's a big one. We saw several scooters with 2 kids on them. One had 3. They can only ride 2 scooters side by side. Very similar to a moped. So you can see 2 mopeds riding on the roadway. You can have 2 scooters riding on the roadway. They can't ride on any roadway with a posted speed limit faster than 45 miles an hour. They can cross that roadway, but they can't ride on that roadway. Even if there's not a sidewalk available, even if there's bike lanes available. But in Michigan, there's no bike lanes over 45 miles an hour. So that wouldn't apply to them. What you can do as a board is you can make laws more restrictive than what I just told you. That's up to you as a governing body. Okay, so that's the state law just recited to you, and the limitations that the state law gives, you can obviously make that more restrictive if you choose to. Any questions on any, did I miss anything?
Mr. Chair,
Yep, the board recognizes Joseph Jackson.
that was gonna be one of the questions I was gonna ask. Can we change any of these or add to these laws? 25 miles per hour just seems excessive to me on the sidewalk. You know, I mean, that's fast.
It's very fast and sidewalk.
And they hit one of those cracks, you know, and that's a problem. So, yeah, I would hope that, this body and myself would come up with something to kind of make it a little bit more safer.
The board recognizes Dan Filipowski.
So with these electronic scooters, they don't need any permits or special driver's licenses.
Not like a moped. On a moped, you have to have a sticker, so you have a moped on the roadway. Not a scooter.
So do they have to carry any sort of ID? If they get pulled over, is there a traffic violation for that?
There is a traffic violation, it's the same violation as a moped violation. They don't need an ID to ride the scooter, obviously, if they're 13, 14, you're not gonna have one. They have one, school ID, whatever, that won't be required by the law.
Would somebody like to make a motion to instruct Corporation Council to look into doing an ordinance?
I'll make that motion.
All right, do I have a second? Motion by, Filipowski, supported by Karstrat.
Mayor?
Yes.
Just on a point of order, we gotta be careful doing ordinances on Wayne County roads and things like that, speed limits and stuff like that. So obviously sidewalks,
these-
school zones, all that's a little different, but yeah, I'm sure
Side
council
streets,
can, council will work on
sidewalks,
that.
that sort of thing, not so much Wayne County roads. I don't wanna see anybody riding their bike on a
start that?
I would think so, but this is giving them permission to start drafting an ordinance. Obviously, it has to come back to us multiple times before it's adopted, so I think this is a good start.
Through the chair,
The floor recognizes William Marcy.
would it be more appropriate to, send a letter to public safety to devise this ordinance? And then send it back up to us, since they are in charge of our ordinances, signage, and our public roads.
I think that's up to this body to determine if they want to do public safety. Point of order,
Chair,
there you go. The floor recognizes Joe Jackson.
Chair, I just think that I just prolong, you know.
I agree.
And if I do share, we're gonna work with attorneys and do it the law side, what makes sense. Our goal is to educate with the schools. I'm all for community meetings. One thing I think we did very successfully next door is we had and council on the corner, either a restaurant or coffee house, or in the warm weathers, blocking off the street and just talking to people worked very well for us. So those, not just this, but other quality of life issues that they wanna talk to us about is important. This would be one that we would talk about, or something like that too, or coffee with a cop, or things like that, but we don't wanna take people's scooters. We also don't wanna see them get hit, they got to get somebody get killed, so I think we gotta be careful going too great the other side, cause the other thing is, we're busy, and we're active police runs, and I don't wanna threaten to do something, and not have the ability to do it, so I think a lot of it's a give and take, so.
Right.
Through the chair.
The floor recognizes William Marcy.
The other thing, these scooters, there's different levels of these scooters that I've noticed. The thing is that you've got your child scooter, it's probably under 15 miles an hour, 15 to 20 miles an hour. But right now, we have scooters out there, about a $500-600 scooter, these kids are getting hold of them. I never had that kind of money to buy scooters for my kids like that, but they're getting hold of them. And, it's going down Oakwood, 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, I know we devised the speed limit for it. Kid was pulling away from me on my car, on the sidewalk on a scooter. That should be noted as well at different levels. You know, if I buy a $1,500 scooter that can do 45 miles an hour, that needs to have a separate law than a scooter that does 15 miles an hour.
I disagree, Councilman, and I'll tell you, moped ball under 50 cc's, with this technology changing,
Well,
I mean, I drove in a Tesla, you hit it, you're gone, you
Yes.
know, it's gonna keep evolving. This is a problem every place is facing. I will tell you, I think a lot of our community, for whatever reason or other, they're not able to get those kids to school, that is their transportation. I don't know how that happens in a couple months with snow on the ground and things like that, that's a whole other issue, so that's where we wanna try and work with the parents. We don't wanna make anything, too cumbersome, but yeah, it's about safety. The school's 100% on board, so like I said, we'll get those videos up, try to have some community meetings to discuss it, but, this is it's an important problem, but we have a whole lot of others too that we're working on right now, so. Thank you.
Floor recognizes Joe Jackson.
What's the process when you actually stop a child? You know, you just you say, hey, where do you live, or what, you know, because they're not gonna have any ID.
You gotta have a legal reason, okay? We're learning that in our department too. You have to have a justified reason to stop someone, ask for ID, detain them, put on handcuffs, taser them. There has to be a process in place that we're following the law to do that. And it's changing and evolving. This whole technology is changing. We're gonna deal with this for now, forever. That isn't even talking about AI coming in and cars that are driving themselves and all that. All that stuff we have to deal with accidents and things like that. We will get to that, we will deal with it, but at the same time, I don't know if you have anything on that. We don't wanna go around and take everybody's scooter, but we will, that isn't our goal, we don't wanna do that, but it really comes down to, they need to understand, if we issue you a citation and you're violating the traffic code, when you go to get your license 2-3 years later, guess what? You're in trouble. It can be suspended. Your parents, we're hoping to try and solve this without going down that road and work with the community.
Yeah, once you start stopping kids and issuing citations, that's traumatic for them. So we wanna try to avoid that, and we can try to conquer some of that with education. Get many of them educated on what they should be doing if possible, giving them some opportunities to do it right. Encountering us at 12 years old, that's really not.
We want positive interaction with these kids. Listen, one of the things we had, a lot of cities don't, we had kids that want to grow up and work here, they want to stay here. That's gold. And to me, this is one of the greatest professions, sorry, fireman. But, my daughter's a nurse, I got respect for everybody. We wanna have positive encounters. No cop, most cops, almost no cop, doesn't get off writing tickets and arresting people. It's part of the job. It's a part of the job most people hate, to be honest, but it's necessary to keep our community safe. So that's really what we're talking about, safety, keeping our kids safe. And I know every parent wants that, right? So we'll do the best job we can to do that.
So, but, you know, yeah, I understand what you're saying, you don't wanna traumatize the child, but if, say you're stopping a child, you're gonna say, hey, you know, I guess you're gonna be gentle with the child, obviously, but when you take the child, are you taking the child home, or how does that work?
That depends on the circumstances, but you start a child in the career, it should start with a conversation. It depends on what happened, where they are, what they're doing. If there's a crash with a scooter, then you gotta identify the child, absolutely, it's someone, and we'll do that. I've been in this business 33 years, I haven't had a kid not tell me who they were. I mean, that's movie stuff, they'll tell you who they are, who their parents are, they'll tell you where they live, you're scared.
Right.
So again, we wanna limit that trauma as much as possible, but to answer your question, when you stop a child, it should start with a conversation. If that's gravitating more than that, then you need to do that with the parent, because you need to talk to the child with the parent present. You're not gonna have a real long conversation with the child without their parent present.
No taping children.
That would be a great thing.
We have enough of that going on.
Well,
We
and
don't have any more.
honestly, when we deal with the juvenile system, we don't even interview them, we have kids talking, interview them, we got center, things like that. Some of the programs we're looking at bringing up, like we talked to you all another day, to help these officers with more tools, that help them in the public, so yeah, everything should start with a conversation, whether it's a traffic stop, a domestic violence call, if you can, not always possible, but we always should, and kids are, sometimes it's even more delicate, so, yeah.
All right, any other discussion? Seeing none, call the vote.
Jackson,
Yes.
Bilkowski,
Yes.
Marcy,
Yes.
Frederick,
Yes.
Kirkland,
Yes.
All right, perfect, anything else?
Do you have a question for us?
Anybody have questions for the police? All right, thank you so much.
thank you.
All right, public safety fire chief. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, good evening, council. Fine residents of Melvindale. Sorry, I'm not gonna probably be as exciting as that, but, the only thing I have tonight, Mr. Ortiz talked to me earlier and said he got you the letter.
You did.
Okay, so just so we understand that letter, so our emergency management program can be recognized by the state emergency agency. Without it, you can't request funding or resources in case of an event. So if you wanna make it look real good tonight, we can maybe even get it tonight, that'd be great. Other than that, I have nothing unless you guys have questions for me.
Any questions for the fire department? Seeing none, all right, thank you.
All right, you guys are.
You too.
I'll still figure this out.
All right, public works and water director.
You got short button. There's a short button.
Chief building official, building department.
Good, too, Mayor, thank you.
Where do you want to go?
Alright.
Beer bowl.
Field house, nobody, all right. City administrator, finance director,
I'll be brief.
all right.
All right, I am requesting a motion to hire a part-time employee for City Hall, which would, most of the focus of work would be at the police desk. Most of the work would be at the police desk. And what we have one right now, Tara, and it is part-time. We need another person skilled. The City Hall staff has been great, they are outstanding, but they have, their responsibilities. It's hard to get someone to come over, then we're short on this side, and then I know for consistency, the chief, he can even talk about the responsibilities. Yeah, go ahead and what are you requesting?
So one of the things we're noticing, I've noticed since I've been here, we've dropped the ball on quite a few things, one being Freedom of Information Act requests. I don't even wanna get into them, some of them are a year or more old, some of our weeks, we had 2 more we found today. For very serious issues, we can't ignore those. And Tara does the best job she can while she's there a few days a week. So, yeah, we wanna hire someone with that knowledge, someone high caliber, that is, we don't have to explain confidentiality and work with Tara. I think they'll both be our FOIA experts in the police department. Doesn't mean we don't need some people to fill in, for the days when they might not be there just to sit at the desk in front, so someone's coming in, so let me get you an officer. But this would be a specialty position where, they're dealing with all, doing the tows, with us not having a records department, Tara does everything. I mean, gun permits, accidents, things like that, so someone to give her some help, I would take care of 100% full-time. I know the clerk's gonna say no, we've already had that conversation. This is to assist her as well, so it's definitely a need we have. And it just goes back to what I said before, I'm not sure how they did it before, I mean, it just wasn't getting done. When a couple of them are very serious ones that should have been done a very long time ago. So that's the big part of it. The little part is all the other things that a person that, I don't have to explain what a waymaster does and the ticket count and work with the 24th District Court and is already familiar with the majority of the Melvindale officers and the Allen Park Court, the judges, so, yeah, it's definitely a need we have that we're kind of dropping the ball on.
So I have a question, why aren't you hiring for your department?
We are, we are, but I mean, the same thing, I think she would primarily be at ours, but if needed, she's over here. I don't know if you wanna address agreements or anything like that.
Sure, it's a clerical position, it's never been a police
I know, but you don't
position.
hire for any other department
It's a,
but the police department.
this is, City Hall, it's a staffing position. It's got nothing to do with police.
I think that it should be, I mean, I think that it should be a police position and they should hire their own. I know that, the ASME group filed a grievance over this, just recently, and you don't, you hire for City Hall, you don't hire for Larry, you don't hire for Brad. He needs a secretary in his department, I think that he should hire that person.
This is a clerical position that's been in City Hall. It's a
Just
clerical
because it's
position.
been, doesn't mean that it's right.
Well, it's been that way, we have a picture of an employee and a police department, a clerical employee with the police, and it's a clerical employee. So it's not a matter of a union issue, it's always been a clerical spot. These part-time people we made full-time, the city made full-time. They always worked there. That ability was lost when the city hired them to be full-time. We tried to get some assistance from them, but they're very busy here. So it's always been clerical, it's not a matter of police hiring who they want. It's been a clerical position in the city forever. And we have discussed who the potential candidate would be.
We are lucky to get her.
Right.
We're very lucky to get her, but to me, I'm looking at it as someone who's able to help Tara, and they work in unison. I probably still need to hire somebody to fill the desk when they're not there, but they would not be at the same level or pay structure as someone who's, has the knowledge of here. And, you know, they're familiar with our attorneys, they're familiar with our judges, they're familiar with our laws, our charge codes. And yeah, so this would be a unique hire, but like you were saying.
So it's Allen Park then.
And with that,
Someone who used to run the Allen Park Melvindale court.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
and with that, both part-time,
Yeah.
the pay would be $25 an hour. The union contracts, which they're in, turn of the year, their pay is, I think it calculates to $24.30 an hour. They all have these other certifications that they get, which is an additional $2.50 an hour. They're all at roughly $26 an hour turn of the year, the full-time people. And obviously these other part-time people won't get benefits. So we would really only have the 2 part-time people available. We used to have 4 full-time. Years ago, we brought in an ordinance person that used to work at a desk, if you recall, 4 days a week, and then we'd bring somebody from City Hall over there as well, so that is the motion to hire 1 part-time, the part-time rate would be $25 an hour, and.
Support. Moved by Jackson, supported by Kirkbride. Any discussion?
Yes, through the chair.
Board recognizes, Sam Filipowski.
So this would be 2-3 days a week?
It would be up to 4, but I'm pretty sure we're only gonna get 2.
Yeah, for the start, Tara will train her when they're both comfortable that she can fly on her own. She's familiar with Plymouth, she's familiar with our court, all the charge codes and all that, and FOIA. She would need to go to a FOIA class, just like we've sent the other people. They should be a FOIA expert. I'm not a FOIA expert. I know FOIA, and I can tell you, I don't have time today to detective bureau got to it, and they're busy handling real cases, they're trying to do it, so, this would be a huge pickup. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna need to hire somebody that fills in those spots when they can't be there, it wouldn't be at that rate, it would be sit at the desk, let me get an officer for you, and we really gotta stop pulling off our waymaster and orders people and have them sit at the desk. So I need to figure out the jail situation, where that's a priority for us too, but, long term, those things are there. Maybe a reserve, a cadet, a PSA, whatever you wanna call them, where we train those people up and say, we test drove them for 2 years, this person's phenomenal, let's get it in the academy, and they go through the right process and all that, but this would be a specific incident, and I'll be honest, I didn't bring it up, I wish I would've. I agree 100%, we told Roger who it was, I think he'd say, oh, you'd be lucky to get her. We're really happy to have, I'd take her for half a day if I could, but, so yeah, 2, 3, up to 4 days with her and Tara, I think we've already elevated our professionalism and our team with her.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, call the vote.
Jackson,
Yes.
Bilbowski,
Yes.
Marcy,
Yes.
Frederick,
Yes.
Fairchild.
Yes.
Thank you, and then finally, I would ask one more of the waiver so we can get this moving immediately.
So moved.
Support?
Moved by Kartrut, supported by Bilkowski. Call the vote, please.
Jackson,
Yes.
Bilbowski,
Yes.
Marcy,
Yes.
Frederick, Fairchild.
Yes.
Alright,
Thank you, that approval, we'll get her in, get her drug tested, everything else we'll do, and get her in as soon as we can, so thank you.
alright, no problem. Corporation Council.
No.
Alright, treasurer's not here. Do we have the treasurer's report?
The second one.
Oh, the second, okay. City clerk.
Yes, I have two quick updates. One, the AV equipment, audio, video, basically complete with, the investigation or research phase. Had 4 separate suppliers come in, looked at the council chambers, really pretty much determined in discussion with, Rich as well, and as many people as have offered information, decided on a 2-camera system and 2, like flat screen TVs. One would be behind Scott, one would be behind Wheeler. That would be basically used for displays of any type of pictures, maybe maps on discussions. And the 2 cameras would be, one would be in the back facing all of us, and then there'd be one here, basically facing the podium and the audience if needed. There would be a very minor editing station, and the idea would be to have live stream on basically YouTube Live, and then it would also be a Melvindale link that could be attached to the website, so that you can see every single city council meeting live and recorded. So that's pretty much completed. Now I gotta send out the RFPs, request for proposals out to the said suppliers, and then really be able to review those, and at that point, present them to you folks and have them come out if they want. So that's moving forward, just want to give you an update. And the second thing is, I spent the day yesterday, Amber and Ally suggested that I do a shadow of the city clerk office in another city yesterday, and I was there all day long from 5 to 10:30 last night, and I was over at the city of Romulus, and it was an eye-opening experience. Was with Alan and Craig Bragg, the city clerk, as well as DeJohn Hockenberg, and they just treated me with the utmost respect. That it was great, rolled up the sleeves and got dirty, and it was just a great experience just to see how that works with the whole voting process. So, thank you.
When are you going to class?
They already started the online training.
Okay, perfect. Alright, at this time, it's audience participation. If you come forward, please state your name and address for the record.
What's that? I will, when he's done.
Hello.
Okay,
I'm Chuck Lucky at 27 Main Street. And I just had a follow-up after the chief's discussion about basement, and I brought this up before. And I would like to propose that our legal
council look into this, because I've done my top line, just little bit of research, and it is my understanding that official city business cannot be posted on Facebook. It needs to be posted on a central city source, that being the webpage, and then it can be linked to Facebook or any other sites. There's a big percentage of people who do not have Facebook. Younger, middle-aged, older, and they don't want Facebook. And that should not be the only option for your residents to communicate. So, I think, and then when we talked about the scooter situation in this town, yeah, let's get into the schools and educate the students, but it comes down to the parents. And they don't know, because they're not involved. And I'm not saying everybody, but there's a significant portion of parents that are not maybe even informed about the laws that were discussed or rules. I mean, let's at least get the statewide or countywide rules and regs posted on our website, patched out to other social media websites, educate parents as well as kids, and let's attack this problem from a communication standpoint. And I think it should be a priority of the city council and the mayor and the city official to focus on building up a much better communication platform for this city. Our website is lacking. We need someone to focus on it. We need information like the scooter laws, like any kind of forum that's coming from the police department. I have to have relatives tell me what they've seen on Facebook, because I refuse to be part of that mess. It's a mess, and I don't have enough mess here, in other places, but I am not engaging on Facebook. And younger people are moving away from it. I'm old, but even I know this. They're on to other platforms. So we should not be, Facebook is very popular still, but it cannot be a legal source of information from the city, to my knowledge. And I would like to know if there's anything off the top of your head, and if there isn't, can we spend some time figuring out this communication challenge for the city? And I think, I'm not putting you on the spot because you haven't been given time to look into this, but I brought it up before, and I think it's worthy of discussion. And before we start building up new Facebook pages, which we can have, as long as they're linked, this is just according to my knowledge. You tell me if I'm wrong. But, yeah, and scooter information, just general information. I think we just need to get more information into the hands, and maybe there is on our website a chance to translate, you know. And because there are parents that maybe are not even getting the information, but parents need to be held responsible, especially when it comes to this scooter law. You can't just shove it down the kids' throats when they're not, their parents are ultimately responsible. So, can we make it a priority?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what will we do? What's the next step?
Well, I believe Ryan and Dan do our website. Okay, so, and they do our Facebook, so, I will come in and sit down with them. I agree, our website does need to be a little updated, and it needs to be a little bit more user-friendly. So,
In every community and planning commission meeting, for example, I showed up, nobody's here. I had no idea that it was canceled. That
should
should be,
have posted on the front door. If
it should be on the
wasn't.
website.
I agree. It should
I mean, so I don't have to come to the front.
Right.
I don't want to. But that's just a
But
being
you were
fun.
already coming to the meeting, that was canceled.
My point is, can we just you know, get more clear and concise communication, and then we're moving in a good direction, I already feel that. I feel it from all of you and from our police department. This is just one extra thing that I think we need to up our game on. Thank you.
I'm Karen Schroeder, 2806 Harmon Street. Okay, so first I wanna say, trunk or treat was a huge success, the best one yet, and the most people we got. And, what is Freddie saying, Freddie Block? Yeah, oh yeah, and a big thank you to Freddie from Blocks Farm or Blocks? Yeah, yeah, because of them, the kids loved the pumpkins. DPW, they were out there, Larry was out there schlepping pumpkins around for the winter. CERT, the ones of you guys that participated, people behind us that did that, like, it was awesome. And yes, our police did win first place, we got decorated, and Parks and Rec did not vote on it, because I know somebody again Facebook complaining, and it was a couple independent people that did the voting, because actually, he was supposed to be a third, and I was like, he can't, because he's my husband, I can just imagine. But anyways, that huge success, okay, so now here's my question, and I know you guys can't make motions, but like, right now, there's kind of like a big concern with hunger and like people not with food, and then I just found out from somebody, there's 945 SNAP, that's food stamps, I just found out, in Melvindale. So, that's a lot of people in this little city. So I don't know if like you guys have resources, cause people are asking me like, I can't afford to feed 945 people, I wish I could. Like if you would just get the winning lottery number, absolutely, but we, like, I don't know if there's something you guys can do, come together, make calls, like do a food bank, like Detroit opened up like 98 of them today, like emergency, so I think that's something we need to care about people in the city. And then my other thing is maybe one of you guys would like to make a motion, and if you guys would like to pay for it, Parks and Rec would offer 2 of our parks, if we could get maybe a couple more blessing boxes. So like we were thinking at Coogan Park and Langford Park, where that way like there's one on that side with a meadow, one over there, like some more blessing boxes, because like this one you fill it up and it's gone. Like it's gone, so, just a thought, cause like I was Googling on Amazon, but maybe y'all can make one, cause I'm not gonna make one. But, just a thought, help people out, and, I don't know if you guys can do a food drive, like I'll volunteer and I'll work it. I have no problem helping, but.
I do know that Forgotten Harvest and Gleaners does, food distribution all over, Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb County. It's in a lot of different cities. We have it here on Fridays, I believe. I don't think it's every week. I think it's the first and third or second and fourth, at the church across from the old local food center. You get quite a bit of stuff, and that would be a huge resource.
Or maybe that could be posted on the city page,
You can put it on the city.
because if people are
Oh,
going on.
commodities, we do that here in the city.
What's wrong?
Commodities at the senior center.
Okay. I'm just saying, cause a lot of people are like freaking out right now, and we need to, okay.
Put that on.
That's like I said, a lot of people are asking me, I'm like, I wish I could help everybody. Until we can get a food bank in the city, I don't know if people can make phone calls. And then my last thing is November 22nd from 6 to 8, we are doing the tree lighting. And there's gonna be a cookie decorating, tree light. Oh, AC/DC, he's getting like the police choir together, hopefully that's going good. They're gonna sing the Christmas carols, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is that reindeer coming along?
That's not coming, they won't come to Michigan. Yeah, yeah, so right here, Xed out, but we got the DTE truck, the DTE truck is coming, and they're bringing a trailer thing, and then it's got like, that's all lit up, and like a little, like, big camera popped out of it, and, yeah, so 6 to 8, it'd be really nice, like, I wish you all could participate in the work, I know everybody's busy, but it'd just be a nice showing to see everybody, November 22nd, 6 to 8, and the police are gonna sing the Christmas songs?
You don't want me.
Fire department too?
You said from 6 to 8?
There you go, here we go. Add them to your choir. Yeah, Saturday. It's a Saturday before Thanksgiving. So that it'll be all lit up for the holidays. All right, thanks.
Council, Mayor, thank you for allowing me to talk to you. I went for a walk about 2 weeks ago. Dennis Sullivan, 2573 Jean Street, Melvindale, Michigan, been there 38 years. Thank you for allowing me to talk to you today. It's a safety issue that concerns the chief, the assistant, and the fire chief, and the ordinance officer, and the city. I run the city every night, 5 miles, at a punch bag, I'm one of those Navy guys. I took a different walk one night down Oak on Dix, and I noticed, if I may pass these to you. Thank you. You can both share them, I don't have enough, forgive me. You have a new body shop in the city where the old four-way collision was. It's now a new shop for repair, and I don't know if they have any directions or, I'll look at this, and I don't know if you're aware, or he's aware of what's going on in that area. We've had a lot of issues in that part of town, starting with the parking lot next to the Southwest Athletic Club. It's been sold, people lease it out for parking, for body shops, and people are coming there with DeWalt battery sawzalls cutting converters off. I've chased them away, the police have been busy with it, it's become a headache. This shop is somehow using their lot capacity beyond its safety issue. They're not following parking issues, they're blocking sidewalks. They came out and yelled at me, they said you're not allowed to do what you're doing. State law says I can walk down a public sidewalk and take a photograph. I'm very sorry to bring this attention to you, but it's not getting better, it's getting worse. People come out of that body shop and they almost got hit twice. The parking problem up front is causing safety issues. The lot across the street, weeds and problems that I always call on, they never cut the lawn. But that lot has no plates, no insurance, and all the car parts are sitting on the ground. I don't know who owns it or why they do it, but can they please clean that up and turn it back into a nice piece of the city? That's all I'm asking, to see if you can investigate that.
What was the address again for the?
So you'll have to forgive me, I'm very sorry, it's on the corner of Melvindale and Dix. And they're new, and to be honest, they may not be aware of what they're doing. I think that's an honest answer. But hopefully with your assistance, we can make this a better place, because I had the privilege and honor of serving the police department for 5 years in your ordinance, and patrol waymaster, building inspector, and every time somebody left, they threw another job at me. I'm very grateful for that, because I've been very educated. And if that man needs my help, I'll leave my number and I'll work for free, because I'm very dedicated.
Through the chair, have the floor recognized, Dr. Cook.
You said the one location was the old four-way collision?
Correct, one of them was burnt down twice.
Okay, and the other is the parking lot next to the SWAT?
That's correct. They sold it, and when I called to see who owned it, a gentleman that was a realtor, I guess he sold to somebody else on Rialto, which I don't know who that is, but now the cars are being parked from across the street. And they're disassembling, moving them, and they're getting more and more, and people are crawling underneath, cutting converters. And luckily, I run every night, 1:30, and I get up and here they are again, and I know where they live. I've dealt with all these people in the city for years, and I don't understand why, someone hasn't seen it. Because if you walk down Dix, everybody else is playing by the rules, only they are not. So I'm asking for your help on this. They got upset with me, I don't know if they're here tonight, but I asked them to come. And I don't know if they're here or not, but I'd like them to talk to you and see why they're able to not follow the guidelines we are. Is that okay? And I thank you. Can I leave you with a joke tonight?
The floor recognized,
Okay, we'll definitely look into that.
All right.
On a lighter note.
Sure.
Let me see your yard sale this year.
Sir, I won't have any more. You'll have to forgive me. I ran out of things to sell, and I work 94 hours a week as a skilled tradesman and part-time officer for Wayne County in certain things. But if these gentlemen are so busy, they probably don't remember their own names after 5 o'clock, okay? Because I can understand and respect their hard work and what they do, because some of these people still remember me and they put up with me, and I'm very grateful. I drove you all crazy. But you know what though? The Navy taught me, don't let up, don't let down, don't you ever forget about life. Do your best. And I'll give you everything I got. If you want to knock on my door, I'll feed you all day. Anything else I can do? Joe. Oh, did you hear about the frog they got in the car wreck yesterday? They got towed away. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Years.
sir, if you need.
Well, a very good evening to you, Madam Mayor, Council, and Attorney, how we out, y'all? Yes. Kelly. First of all, Madam Mayor, do I pray too long? Is that why I'm not allowed to pray? You sure?
I'm positive.
Okay, just trying to find out, if that's what's going on, but, I wanna say, thank you to Chief Egan and, hey, Chief Campbell and Ms. Campbell, thank you. ACDC, huh?
That's what they call
I
me.
like that, okay, I like that. I just wanna say that Mr. ACDC Chief, Assistant Chief Campbell, Mr. Richard Otez will be your man to get that state money. He'll get it, trust me. Right, Mr. Ortez? You gonna get that money. And I also, wanna say that, the audio visual, Mr. Sajak, do you know how soon it's gonna come into play?
I'm gonna try and give it an estimated timeline next meeting. I'm guessing, to be honest, the lead times of those places that I've been told are ranging anywhere from 2 to 6 months, but that's gonna obviously be a factor on the vote, you know.
Well, I wanna say thank you so very much, and I wish you well in your training. I know you're gonna do well. And, also want to say, Christmas caroling, if there is some. I don't have the greatest voice, but I would love to do it, and thank you so very much, Council and Madam Mayor, for hearing me out.
All right, anyone else?
Because on both sides, what's that, a short council meeting. Question, you know, we had that first thing about the assessment of the tax. In layman's term, in English, does that mean we should, have to pay more taxes?
No, you're still paying.
Even though we hear the 10 mil, it's still always
Always
been
been
there.
there.
It's always
Value
been there.
could change.
It's just that, yeah, you say that speech because,
It's not an additional
it's
tax
not
at
us
all.
know about
It's
it.
not a-
Okay, yeah, I had it his speech too when I came on, when you do that speech too. So paying more tax, that's a good thing, okay? That's for me or school. Everybody knows that,
That
right?
was the official letter, so that.
Okay, yeah, yeah, but you know, when you hear Dan and Dan and you think about the taxes and then she calls that special, hey, anybody want to say anything for audience participation, then you get the word and Dan and then go, oh, maybe that means they're gonna charge more taxes, but obviously it isn't. So that's good news for everybody. I got a question, like, a lot of times you don't see this treasurer over here, when people like that aren't here, we have to pay for their service anyways, when they're not showing up a lot of times, because out of 3 or 4 times he's been gone, maybe I saw him once in the past month and a half. Did he pay for that?
Just talked to the clerk tonight that we need to look into that.
Because, I hope not, because if you don't show up, that many times, I know maybe you out of the country or something, but, you know, he's got a duty to be a treasurer. The seat is the treasurer. That's what I wanna know, if we're spending our money for no representation of the treasurer, because that's kind of wrong. You know what I mean? And it's nice to see you all guys. And happy Thanksgiving, all that other good stuff, and it's great that we're gonna be out of here early. You guys, be good. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Good evening, Madam Mayor and Council. I'm here from Allen Park, is just, to give greetings and show show respect for the good work you do, work police department, fire department do in your city, and all your municipal workers that you can from Melvindale. And I wanted to come to express that, and especially as a veteran, and as Veterans Day come, and I want to express my thanks to all the residents that are veterans and their families. I think that's very important that we acknowledge that, not just during Veterans Day or around the time, but year round. And it was refreshing to see what a different council does, you know, I think of only what I do or what I hear in the mountain conventions, but to come here, that's really interesting to see. And other than that, thanks for your service.
Thank you. Anyone else? If not, moving on. All right, council members, Mayor Pro Tem.
So, the gentleman just said, we got Veterans Day coming up. Usually the veterans, the Melvindale Veterans Committee usually has a big lunch or a big dinner, banquet style that we, not banquet style, but kind of buffet style that we do every year. This year, a lot of the members, including myself, completely busy. We were short on members, so we decided to combine the Melvindale American Legion Post 472's celebration on Veterans Day with the Melvindale Veterans Committee celebration. It'll be a lot smaller, but it's good to come out, you know, mingle with some of our local vets. We always have a good time at a lot of the buffets every year. We usually do this, and just have a good time and give thanks to some of the people who have served this country. I'm a veteran. A lot of other people in the cities are veterans, and we appreciate it when you guys come up and say thank you for us. We love that. So, come on out, Melvindale Legion, Post 472 on Veterans Day, November 11th. That's all day. All day. All day. Yeah, all day. That's how you do it. Yeah, it's all day. Just come on out and say hi and bye if you want to, or stick around all day if you want to. And other than that, we're gonna have another meeting before Thanksgiving, right? Okay. Other than that, I have nothing else.
All right, Phil Kelsey.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, happy, Veterans Day to everybody, and I am a member of the Legion Post as well. I'm, one of the sons of the Legions. My dad was in the service. So if you wanna be a Legion member as a son, you can actually go over there. And I'm actually helping them with, their, all their dues and stuff like that right now. So I just, started that like within the last month, so just giving them a hand with that. So, again, just, happy Veterans Day, and, that is all I have.
All right, Marcy.
Happy Veterans Day, I'm a Salamander as well. I was a dual for Melvindale and I could find it, but the organization, you never find any unhappy faces.
All right, Frederick.
So I get to be the one to slow everything down. Okay, I'm gonna handle a few parks and rec things for Councilman Avalari, who's not in attendance. The first item that he asked me to discuss was about the Corporal Saeed soccer team and the arrangement we made with them last season to get that hour of practice time at the arena. That was volunteer supervised by himself, or like the commander went a few times, and they're asking if they can have that same thing again this season. 1 hour anytime from 9 to 11, any day of the week, whatever works out. They're just looking for that time to get the ball around. So,
Will recognize as Dan Polkowski.
Just as long as we have the availability, I don't see an issue with it. So I just don't know what, Renee not here, so I don't know the availability. So, but.
So if somebody makes the motion, can it be
Second.
Marcy?
Oh,
Okay. All right, so Bilkowski and Marcy, any discussion?
Who's here?
Yep, the floor recognizes you, Marcy.
If you call Renee, if you've got like a set time, and if you give her, about a week in advance, I'm sure, that even though they've got leagues for that, probably put out an hour. Those guys, were very flexible, as far as, I had a lot of hours on there, so, if we're down one, it's not gonna kill them.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, call the vote.
Jackson,
Yes.
Bilkowski,
Yes.
Marcy,
Yes.
Frederick,
Yes.
Sarchet,
Yes.
Okay, also I'd like to table the reappointment of Jamie Lincoln to Parks and Recreation Commission, new term to expire November 19th, 2028.
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Bilkowski, supported by Jackson. Call the vote, please.
Jackson,
Yes.
Bilkowski,
Yes.
Marcy,
Yes.
Frederick,
Yes.
Sarchet,
Does her term expire? When?
November 19th.
We don't have the first right to do any of those appointments.
Oh, that's right.
So- We can't
I
change,
can't do
they
it.
have to be on the agenda,
Yeah.
so they'll have to be on the next one.
Or we gotta resend that
Point
motion?
of order.
You, Chair? You have to resend that motion?
I don't have anybody making a motion. They started it, but,
We're gonna table it, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I made the motion, I think.
okay.
Who, Chair? Just hold it.
Point of order.
Bilkowski did, and Jackson supported it.
Okay, so yeah, we'll have to put that on the next meeting agenda,
Who, Chair?
which will be on the 19th, so.
I'll rescind that motion.
I second.
I'm saying my vote.
Was there anything else?
Yeah, just one thing, I took advantage of the fire department's smoke detector program last week, and I had 3 in my house, and they came out and put 7 new ones in. So
Wow.
I recommend everybody to take advantage of that. We put one in every room and at the base of every staircase, and so, no questions asked, and they're about a half hour, so.
Really?
Recommend everyone do it. That's all I have.
All right, good question.
I just wanna tell everybody Happy Veterans Day and say thank you to all of our veterans, and that's it. See you in the next meeting.
All right, I do have a few things. I got some messages from residents. We've had, 2 longtime residents pass away, in the last couple weeks. So I would like to do a moment of silence, for Susan Botry. She was a member of the CERT team for a really long time. And then also, Laurel Cott Smith, she was a longtime resident of Melvindale. So a moment of silence, please. Okay, thank you. And then I would like the, financials from the pool, how much money we took in, and any supporting documents. If you could get that together and email that to me, I would like to look that over. And then, happy Veterans Day to any veterans. Thank you for your service. I greatly appreciate it. I have family members that are veterans and some still active serving. So, it means a lot to my family, for people that have served. At this time, it's payment of approved bills.
I
Move to receive and place on file the cover sheet and to authorize the approved invoices totaling $614,009.08. Electronic transfers totaling $2,415.67.
I second.
All right, moved by Filipowski, supported by Jackson. Any discussion? Seeing none, call the vote.
Jackson,
Yes.
Filipowski,
Yes.
Marcy,
Yes.
Frederick,